In this video, we'll go over the closing process of a CapEx request in CapexPlan. Once you're on the tracking page and your project has been completed, you can set its status to complete. Marking a project as complete simply indicates that no further spending should occur. The CapEx request becomes locked for additional costs. However, if needed, you can always reopen the project later, for example, if additional expenses arise. When the project is truly finished, it's time to close it. To begin, click the Close button on the tracking page. This takes you to the closing page, which is fully customizable. On this page, you'll see a summary of the CapEx or OpEx request, key financial details, and options for amortization, either as a dollar amount or as a percentage. You'll also find multiple data fields such as equipment status, cost per equipment, GL account, comments, and actions. You can add as many rows as needed using the plus icon. Each row can include equipment details, whether it was sold, written off, transferred, or commissioned, along with cost center information, GL accounts, and any relevant comments or images. Additional fields like project status, change of scope, or impairment carryover can also be defined. Typical project statuses include completed, partially closed, or abandoned. The page also displays an activity log and an outcome versus plan section, both of which can be customized to show the overall performance and results of the project. Next, you'll see fields for new equipment and replaced equipment. These allow you to link new assets to the ones they replace, ensuring the data is saved into the asset inventory. Once all details are entered, the user has two options. 1. Close and archive the CapEx request, or 2. Transfer it to another person for final review. It's important to note that access to the Close and Archive button depends on user permissions. If a user doesn't have that permission enabled, they'll only see the transfer option. When transferring, a drop-down list of colleagues appears, and the selected person receives an email link to continue or finalize the closing process. When the final reviewer clicks Close and Archive, the CapEx request is officially closed and stored. Now, let's look at the closing page settings. In Advanced Settings, under the Closing tab, you can configure the fields displayed on this page. You can choose which fields to show or hide, make them mandatory or optional, adjust their order and size, and define field types such as text, date, image, checkbox, or currency. The same customization applies to both new equipment and replaced equipment sections. You can also define cost centers and equipment statuses here, adding new ones or removing those you don't need. These 4 submenus, equipment fields, replaced equipment fields, cost centers, and equipment status, together define how the closing page appears and what data is captured. Other default elements like outcome versus plan can be enabled to remain visible on the closing page. And that's the complete overview of how to manage the closing process for a CapEx request in CapexPlan. We hope this video has helped you understand these important features. If you have any questions, please refer to our documentation or contact our support team. Thank you for watching.